And we are live. Hello.
Hey, Jazz.
Hey Dora, how you doing?
This is so weird. We are actually doing a live together.
I know we've been planning that for so long,
I
isn't
know.
it?
And we're talking about one of our favorite subjects.
I know. You don't know how excited I am talking to you with you today, because it's rare to find somebody who is a backpacker over 50. When I find your channel, I was like binge watching everything. I was so happy, to have find my soul sister, right? So
Yep.
I'm so happy to have you here. I'm just waiting a little bit to see if everyone is joining us.
Yep,
Hey,
sure.
Kimberly, we have Kimberly here. Let me add her on the screen. Hey, how are you doing? Yeah, lol, I can't write. That's okay. That's okay. And we have Karen, who we know is traveling right now to the VidCon. Is a VidCon Summit
I think it's
with the biggest YouTuber, like I forgot his name, the biggest YouTuber. What's his name?
so
Mr. Beast.
Jazz, read the comment. Read what Karen says.
Jazz and Dora just going to bed now, and I won't be awake in time for this. But big hug, congratulations on your 1,000 subscribers. Yay! I know. Yeah, she won't be here, but that's okay. So,
Woo-hoo!
guys, thank you for being here. I can see that a few of you are already logged in. When you come in, please say hi to the chat. And so we're going to start in a moment with Dora. I just wanted to see if any of you will join. But I think, Dora, we're just going to start and they're going to join us along the way, right?
Yeah.
So we are starting the live by celebrating. Uh, do you have your glass, Dora? Because you are the best person with whom I wanted to
Woo!
sing.
Salute.
you know,
Salute.
So really,
Congratulations.
thank you. I know all of you have been very supportive. We have Riva. Hey Riva. Look who's
Hello.
here, Dora. There are there are you live
Hey!
or prior. No. This is
Live. We're live.
live. We are 100% live right now. Yeah, cheers. So we're
Cheers.
celebrating my 1K subscriber. I've made it, and thanks to all of you supporting me. So thank you very much. So Dora and I are going to have something to drink. Mm, really nice.
Cheers. And
Right.
of course, it's not alcoholic because we're both not drinking
No,
alcohol.
it's not. It's sparkling water for me and a bit of like non-sugar squash.
I'll
Uh,
have non-alcoholic beer.
yeah, I had one yesterday for my husband's birthday. It was
Oh,
his birthday yesterday.
okay.
Yeah.
Well,
So
that's nice.
let's say
Well,
hi to our friend. Look who's here.
hey, Paul.
Oh, Paul is there. Oh, Paul is there. Hey, Paul. Let me come to you. Hey, let's
We've
see.
got Reva. We've got
Yeah,
Paul.
I made it, Riva. I made it. Thank you so much. Hey, Paul. So happy to see you here. Right, guys. Yeah, and let me tell you a little joke. Since I've been like 1,000 subscriber, I everybody came. No, not everybody. I got distracted. 4 people unsubscribed. Like for 4 days. The first day I hit 1,000. The next, a few minutes after, I was down to 999, and it happened 4 times. So somebody doesn't want me to stay monetized. So friends keep coming up and helping me out. But we there and we made it. So very happy and very grateful for all of you. Yay!
Congrats, mate.
Yeah,
Honestly, you have been wanting this for so long. And you've been like, oh, you're so close, but like so far, but so close, but so far.
I
And like
know.
you made it 1,000, you're like, let's go. And you're like, no, I can't celebrate because I'm losing people, and then you get some and you lose some. So it's
Yeah,
like, ah. And then we
yeah,
organized this live. We're like, yay, yes, let's do that. Yeah. And talk about your
exactly.
project. And yeah, and like 1,000 subscribers, that's huge. Like, I mean,
It
remember like
is.
a year ago when we met when we were
Yeah,
doing the 30-day challenge, and that was hard back then, and
exactly.
still hard, but
Exactly.
you
Yeah.
made it. You've got 1,000 subscribers. I mean, I know there's still lots to go, but still, that's a major
I know
milestone.
it's one of the milestone, because on YouTube very few people make it to 1,000 subscribers.
Really?
So, we need to applaud ourselves for making it.
Pat
And
yourself-
exactly. And you're not far. You're not far. I was checking this morning, you are, I think, almost at 700.
I
And I
actually
remember,
I got to 700 this afternoon, but then I lost 2.
yeah, that's okay. It happens all the time. And tomorrow, yes. And I remember when I met you, you were at 140 or something like that, and I was at 300. So as
Yep.
you see that we've gone a long way since. I
And
see
we've got
somebody else here.
Mike, Mike. Hey,
I
Mike.
see Mike. Hey, Mike. Thank you very much, Paul. And Mary say, it is so lovely to see you together. I know, I'm
You
ecstatic.
are soul sister. Soul sister.
Yeah, and guys, before you guys came in, I was telling Dora that I am so excited to have her here simply because it's very rare to find a YouTuber over 50 who's backpacking and who's a budget traveler. Sometimes I was feeling very weird. And when I found a channel, I was like, yeah, I was like on videos and everything. Hey, how are you? It's been a
Candace.
while. It's been a while. Thank you so much for being here. Right. Enough about the celebration of the 1K. What I want to focus on today is Dora. I'm so happy to have you here. So we're going to have a long chat. I want to say so much to you that let's start here. Okay.
Okay.
So, Dora,
Yes,
when
Jazz.
did you start traveling seriously?
Okay. Well, what do you call seriously? Because I traveled, I had a passport as a baby. I
Oh,
traveled when I was
wow.
like 3 years
Yes,
old.
start there. Fine. Because I know that you are part Malaysian and part Australian.
So part
So,
Indonesian, part Indonesian.
Indonesian. I'm sorry.
They're very,
Yes.
very similar to Malaysia. They
Yeah.
both speak Bahasa,
Yeah.
but it's other country over.
Yeah. Oh, forgive me. Yeah. I was thinking of Nicola.
Oh, good. Yes, I know exactly. I
Yeah.
knew
I
that.
was thinking
I
of
knew it.
Nicola. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
And so I traveled. Well, I'm half Indonesian. So my mother obviously wanted her little babies to come back to Indonesia to show them off, right? So I have a sister that's like about 18 months younger than me. So when she was born, she had the 2, and when you're under, I think you're under 7, you can fly for free. I don't know if that's still a rule, but I think when you're younger, baby, because you're sitting on basically your mum's lap, you're free.
It was 3 before. If you were under 2, up
Oh,
to 2, you
okay.
could travel for free
Okay.
back then. Yeah.
So my mum took advantage of that, of course, right? She's like us, frugal. And so yeah, she took us to Indonesia. So yeah, my first official country obviously is Australia that I've been to, but because I was born in Australia. But Singapore was my first country I visited because on the way to Indonesia, my mum is from Sumatra, so that's the biggest island of Indonesia. You have to fly Brisbane, Singapore, or Brisbane, Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia, and then over to Medan to Sumatra. So
Right.
we stopped off at Singapore. Anyway, so that was my first trip. I don't remember it obviously because I was 3.
Yeah.
But my first kind of recognition of travel was, no joke, in Singapore. The smell of like Asia we're talking 47 years ago, because I'm 50 this year. So 47 years ago, little Dora, 3 years old, little Dora, she wasn't like she is today. She didn't like the smell of the markets. So in Singapore, back to 47 years ago, it was quite, I wouldn't say third world, but it wasn't like it is now.
Yeah.
Singapore is massive. It's like a beautiful, beautiful first world country, like very first world. But back then, it wasn't as it was. So the markets were quite smelly, like markets in Indonesia. They're quite, there's smelly fish and chicken, and it's just, yeah, crazy. And the smell of durian. Do you know durian?
Durian, yes, the fruit.
Yes.
Yes.
So basically, I walked into the market, vomited,
Oh, wow.
and
Okay.
my mum had to take me. Now, this is about 47 years ago, guys. Don't judge my mum. But 47 years ago, my mum took me back to the hotel, left me with the reception, and took my sister, who was a baby, to the market shopping. So, yeah, that was my
Right.
first experience of going
So
on.
For me,
travel.
it feels that, I call myself a nomad. That's why my name is Jazz Nomad on YouTube, because I
Okay.
was born in Gabon, shipped in Switzerland, then France. So I grew up, in different places. So I always had that travel bug in me. So and it's the same for you because you're born in Australia, but then your mom is Indonesian, then you have to travel between the countries at least to visit time to time where's your mom's from. So when did you start traveling on your own? When
Okay.
was your first, maybe not solo, but like even in a group? When was the first time you went on your own?
Okay. So there's always many stories, guys. I'm sorry. Okay. There's always stories, right? So would you class? So I was coming back from Indonesia. I had just turned 18 and we went through Bali on the way over, and on the way back, I was coming home by myself. So I had one night by myself. I really wouldn't call that, that was my first experience solo, but that's
Yeah,
not travel. But I want to tell you a funny story, okay? Because I'm sorry, there's always a story, guys, but you'll
that's
get it. Okay?
okay.
You'll appreciate this, Jazz. And because Bali's mad, okay, and you're gonna find out about Bali, okay? Paul, we're gonna book our flights this week, right? Paul and Jazz and Nicola, we're all gonna meet up in Bali. But Bali's mad. Okay, it's crazy that people are trying to get at you, touch your hair. Do you want your hair braided? Do you want, I don't know, fake tattoos? Everything. They are at you. Now, 18, hadn't traveled much. I'd only been to Indonesia, and these people are like grabbing at me, trying to touch me. They just wouldn't leave me alone. So on my way over with my mother, I just stayed in my room. I was like, Mum, I'm not going out. I can't deal with it. Like, it's just crazy. Like, I can't. Nah. My mum went out to the markets. She went looking in Bali. I had to stay in the room. I just couldn't handle it. So anyway, the next day she coaxed me out, and I got used to it, and I kind of got the rhythm. But it was, confronting. So on the way home by myself, I stayed at the same hotel, but I was by myself. So I'm sitting in, my hotel room. I'm like, I just want to sit in my hotel room. I'm going to go out. So I'm sitting outside my little veranda, and there's a guy next to me in the next room. And we get talking, like, we're travelers. I mean, I wasn't really a traveler, but I was just, I'm 18. Hello, how you going? And he's like, we're having a chat. And he's like some kind of jewelry seller, I think. And he was in Bali for something. He goes, would you like to come out for dinner with me? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, I don't know. He's like, where would you like to go? And I said, well, I would like to go to the Hard Rock Cafe because I started collecting
Oh,
Hard Rock Cafe pins. So I wanted to go to the Hard Rock Cafe. I was a bit weird about going out with a stranger in my next room, but I thought, hey, you know what? I don't know. We'll see, we'll see what happens. So anyway, I went out for dinner with him, and he was fine. He was a gentleman. I had one drink. I didn't get drunk, safety, all that kind of stuff. And I went back to the room, and he said good night. He left me alone. It was fine. But if that worked out, if I didn't go out by myself and kind of, experience like meeting a stranger and going out for dinner with a random stranger, because I'm sure you've done the same, right? You've got to have a bit of trust. At the same time, there's a bit of safety. Like, I didn't go out by myself with like, dark alley. It was in Bali and it's busy, right? And the Hard Rock Cafe is very busy. And yeah, so like that really helped me kind of shape me who I am to travel and be confident by myself and talk to strangers, which are all skills that we need as backpackers, right?
exactly. But the thing is, when you're traveling, that's what I always say. Even when you travel solo, you are never alone.
No.
And you will meet the most amazing people. Yes, you have to be cautious like everywhere. But when you meet people either in a backpacker, in a hostel or wherever, people are there for the same goal as you. They want to discover the world, right? It's rare that you have somebody that want to hurt you. They're really there to have fun and discover whichever country you meet in. So yeah, that was your first like solo adventure. Okay, let me quickly go to the comment and then I'll come back. So I forgot your name, sis. Canvas of Runner. I'm bad with names. You cut your hair. I removed my extension. I had a video about it where I was lying for a few months about my hair because I wouldn't. I cut them, and then I was wearing wigs because I didn't want to show up with short hair. But now I embrace it, and thank you so much. Um, Smelly fish, I can imagine. I smell that in Durban, South Africa all the time. I know, sis, like when I am in Cameroon, when I just arrived, I couldn't do market. Sometimes they like, a lot of people in Africa don't have like fridge. So everything is fresh. So you go in the market, you have the smell of the fish, and the meat is not the one you buy in the supermarket. They actually kill the animal. I'm so sorry if there's vegans here. They kill the animals on the front of you and remove the part that you want. And oh my goodness, I was sick at the beginning, the smell. But then, no, I'm lying if I say I got used to it. Not really. I send people to go do the shopping for me. um, what a unique background. Yes, Julie. Hey, Julie. Happy to have you here. So I'm celebrating two things. 1,000 subscriber on YouTube. You know how hard it is, guys. And I'm rooting for all of you here who have not reached that milestone. You can do it. If I manage to do it, you can do it, definitely. And having my friend Dora here, it's been a while since we planned it. And I'm happy that we finally got here, and I wanted to celebrate with her. So we had our drink. We have our drink to celebrate. Yeah,
Ting, ting, ting.
ding. To celebrate not only the 1,000 subscriber and also for the first time being on the live together. So
But
right,
Jazz, you've been working so hard.
yeah,
So you do deserve to kind of revel in that kind of, it's amazing. Like you've been like, some things have happened in the last couple of weeks, but it hasn't sidetracked you. You're like, whatever. And you've just like, I've got a plan and I'm doing the plan, I'm working the plan, and you've done it.
yeah.
And
I'm
you're
working really hard
living
as
plan.
solo. No, it's not solo. What I'm into solo traveling right now as a full-time content creator,
Mhm.
which I've been doing. I work on my fourth wall, so I'm coming up with merch. I've done a lot during that time, so it was really an opportunity for me to do the things that I couldn't do before. So yeah, definitely.
One
Julie
door
says
closes, another one opens.
exactly, absolutely. Safety and trust is an important combination. Definitely, Julie. When you travel solo, you are never alone. I have found this to be very true, even on day
Okay.
trips. Absolutely, Julie. You always with somebody. You always meet amazing people. Tandeka, yes. I have gotten into a patrol car with a stranger when I visited the USA. So I get that. A patrol car, you are
What's that?
courageous.
What's a patrol?
Patrol, like a police, like touring
What's
or
that?
something, like I don't know, patrolling car. I'm thinking police
I
or
think the police too.
yeah. Hey, Tandeka, yes, I do remember your name. Sorry, I just couldn't remember that. And thank you so much. So let's go back to Dora's now.
Okay.
So, how many countries have you visited so far?
62.
62. Wow. So you already close to your goal of visiting 80 countries. So and what really inspired you?
To
Why 80
that goal?
countries?
I honestly don't know. I don't remember why I picked 80. I'm sure it was when I first started traveling solo, completely solo, was when I was 24 years old and I went to Europe for the first time. And none of my friends would want to go, hey, Nicola's here.
Hey Nicola.
So it was for their very first time, and no one wanted to go to Europe with me. Or everyone wanted to go, but no one could afford to go. It was all timing, all those kind of things. So I was thinking about doing a Kentucky tour, and I decided, nah, I don't want to do a Kentucky tour. But I'm going to do it by myself because I can. You can do it by yourself. You get a Lonely Planet. Lonely Planet. So I've got a billion of
Yeah,
them
yeah,
behind.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but basically, it just kind of got me the idea that when I started then doing that trip, I think I was 3 months backpacking around Europe. I think I did 18 countries in those 3 months. It's very easy in Europe because they're all next to each other, right? But I just kind of got the idea. I was like, I could count my countries. I know look, not people, there's pros and cons to that. People think it's very you're a bit, I don't know, how would you say? I'm choosing my words here, right, guys? I'm trying to be polite. I like to
It's
swear.
okay.
No, but like, people do think you're a little bit of a, an idiot. Like, why do you count countries? But like, why not? That's why
Exactly.
not. I mean, this is my thing. You do you, I do me. You might think it's stupid. That's fine. I'm doing me. So I'm counting countries, okay? And like, and it's not like I go to a country for one day. That's not what I do. I want to actually go experience a country. So I'm not. So a lot of there are people that will go to 180 countries, right? I don't know how many countries is there. I think 182 or something.
Yeah.
But like back when I was 24, I probably didn't even know how many countries there were. I was just like in Europe thinking, wow, I just went to 18 countries. And before that, I'd been to New Zealand and Indonesia and Singapore and Malaysia. So I kind of got up to about over 30, and I was 25. So I was like, oh, wow. What if I set a goal? And I just set a goal and I just picked 80 out of the sky. So that's where it got from. So I don't know why it was 80. I just picked it randomly out of the sky. And that's
Okay. That's very interesting, and everybody's impressed, and I am impressed as well because 62 countries, that's a lot of countries.
it is. It is.
That's a
I'm
lot of
very, very
countries.
grateful, very grateful. But the only way I can afford that is because I backpack. That's it. I'm not an inheritance child. I'm not I don't have a sugar daddy, though I am looking for one. And I always say that joke. Don't tell Diego. And look, no one left me any money. I'm frugal like you. I count my money. I've worked many jobs, at one time, like sometimes 3 jobs at one time to afford those holidays. Like that first trip at 24, I worked 3 jobs. No joke. I had a full-time job, and at nighttime I had a job at nighttime. I'd get home at 2:30 in the morning, sleep till 7:30 in the morning, and then go to work.
Yeah,
So
and yeah,
it work.
and that's why I wanted to have you on the channel because, as I told you, I haven't met anyone that traveled the way I travel and over 50 who's a backpacker and a budget traveler. Because many people would think that when you travel so much is because you have so much money.
Mm-hmm.
No, you budget for it, you save or you work a lot. I know that the first time that I traveled solo, I was saving for over 5 years. Like,
Yeah.
because I always have like my traveler's account where every month I put a little bit of something for that account to grow, and I never touch it because it's for my travel, because it's so important to me. um what so Kimberly is coming back to us saying the patrol car was a security guard car. He was a guard for the shopping mall and I was lost. Okay. Okay. All right. Dora is extremely inspiring, loves her lives. Tell me about that, Nicola. I'm coming to that. And yes, Dora's life is just like an adventure on itself. Honestly, it's so inspiring. Mary, remember to like the live, everyone. Thank you so much. Like the live, people. Like the live. Nicola, gosh, 62 countries, amazing, Dora. I want to get there. I've traveled to 31 countries. What do you mean only? She says she only traveled to 31 countries.
That's a lot.
That's a lot, Nicola. That's a lot. A lot of people haven't even left their hometown. So that's
Yep.
a lot of countries. Uh, Mike, yes, Dora, yes, Nicola, Dora live, sorry, are amazing, and she has an amazing memory, does a good job remembering everyone's channel, isn't it? Always,
I
you
don't
know.
know how I do that. I don't know how I do it. I don't
No,
know.
you're really good. Every time somebody comes in and you remember the story that they told you before, and you come back,
Yeah.
it's really good. My memory is really bad. Okay, right. So let's continue because I have so many questions to ask you today. I want people to know about your story because you're very inspiring and you inspired me a lot.
Oh, I'm
And
scratching my ears and they're getting big.
that's okay. What is really like to backpack and stay in hostel over 50? Because it's a fear for a lot of people, like our age group, right? The Gen Xers. Can you
Yep.
tell us?
Okay. So I can confirm I've backpacked over 50 because I turned 50 in May. And then I went to Europe for a
Yeah,
wedding. So I stayed in Paris in a backpacker hostel because I couldn't afford to otherwise. Like
Paris is
Paris is so
expensive.
expensive, so
It is.
expensive. But even backpacking, I was like, it was so expensive. Like it was 150 Australian dollars to stay in a backpackers, which is like 75 US dollars.
It's too much.
To
Wow.
share a bedroom with 10 other random strangers and a person above me, person over that way, person over there, one bathroom in the room. Like honestly, it's crazy. Like that's expensive. 50 $75 to share a room with random strangers. But the alternative is to spend what, $200? I don't know,
And
$200
plus,
one night. And
yeah,
I don't care about. I honestly don't care where I sleep. I mean, as long as it's safe, right? And kind of clean. I'm not.
yeah,
I'm not. I'm not that fussy. But because like I'm only going to honestly like in Paris, I was getting home at like 1:30 in the morning in Paris, and then up in the next morning, like 8 o'clock, going to on another adventure. So I didn't care. I was just wanted to get into my bed and make sure my backpack's locked in a locker. That's it.
exactly. And that's the backpacker mentality. It's like
Yeah.
the bed is just there to put your head down and rest a little bit. For me,
Mhm.
like when I travel, because I'm going to Paris next week,
Okay.
lucky enough, because I'm French, I have family. I
Okay.
tried to book something. I couldn't. It's too expensive. I could not
Oh,
afford it. So I'm going to family. I didn't want to go, stay with family, but I'm gonna go to family because I need to save money.
yeah.
And so definitely. And did you find it comfortable to be in backpackers
Yeah.
when you
Why?
travel around the world?
Yeah. I mean, look, I guess it depends on the personality you have, right? I think we're very similar. That's why I
Yeah,
think we are very similar. And like, we don't like it's just a place to sleep, right?
exactly.
And it depends on how you travel too, because like if you like, okay, you went out for the day and then you're coming back at 8 o'clock, like say 6 o'clock at night, right? So,
Hmm.
and then you want to have something to eat in the room or something. So you're kind of in the room a lot more than maybe I would be. Maybe that would affect you differently. Then maybe you have to talk to the random strangers in the room. I mean,
Yeah,
I like doing that. I like that, but not everyone likes to do that.
yeah,
Um, I like to know where people have been, where they've come from, where they're going, you know, because then you find out what other places to go or their experiences, or don't go there, it's, dodgy or whatever. So, like, I guess there's pros and cons because everyone's comfort level is different. They're not sometimes clean. I'm going to be honest. They're not
sure.
always clean.
Yeah.
So, if you don't like people snoring, if you can't sleep
You
because you
can't
can't
you can't be in the hostel.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I snore too, so I'm that person
I
that
do
people are
too.
like, "The hell up." I'll tell you a funny story, because I do snore, okay? I don't know why, but I snore. Um, I was in a backpacker hostel in Singapore, and I was on the bottom bunk, and so they're always bunks, guys. It's a nightmare, right? And I always try to get the bottom bunk because if you're on the top bunk, it's hard to get on, and if you want to
Oh
get off
my
together,
God, I know.
nightmare. And I'm
Imagine I was on the top and it was a
yeah,
nightmare.
and it
Yeah.
takes you in and it's crazy. So anyway, you always want the bottom bunk. That's the tip, right? So anyway, I'm on the bottom bunk and I'm sleeping because I've been out walking all night and blah all day. Anyway, I'm half asleep and and something's like whipping me. I'm like, am I in a dream? Am I nightmare? Like, what's happening? I'm getting whipped. I'm like, what the hell? The person above me has got the towel and she's like whipping me to wake me up
To wake you up.
because I'm snoring. And I think I just rolled over and went back to sleep.
Yeah. I used to be like afraid to go to backpacker to hostels because I snore. So at first I was taking like private room, but private rooms can be quite expensive.
Yeah.
And after that, I'm like, when you come to hostels, you know that people snore. It is what it is. And after that, I was really comfortable. Sometimes people will wake me up, but otherwise, well, come with your, usually if you go to a store, come with the earplug to
Yeah.
make sure, because people will snore. And that was not the stronger. And nowadays, they do mixed rooms.
Yep.
So it's guys and ladies all
Mhm.
mixed together. And you know how men can snore
Yeah.
quite loud. So,
But I sounds like we can give them a run for their money anyway. So
yeah. All right, all right. Well, you told us now about a funny story, but what was the most surprising hostel experience? Well, you spoke about one this morning on your live, but maybe you
Oh,
have
yeah.
another one.
Okay, I've got another one. Okay, this will freak people out though, but I'm going to tell it because it's hilarious. So on
Okay.
that 24-year-old Dora, now just let me just take you to somewhere. This person I am today is not what I was at 24. Okay, that's 26 years ago. I was shy. I was quiet. Yeah, I think travel brought it out of me, right? So blame travel for my big personality. So I'm in a backpacker hostel in Interlaken in Switzerland, right? And I go into my backpacker hostel, my room, and I'm confused. There's all these bunk beds, but they're like double bed bunk beds. I'm like, what the hell? I'm just one person. Like, I don't need a double bed. And I said to someone in the room, I said, well, why is there a double bed? And they said, oh, there's another person that's going to be sleeping next to you. I'm like, what? Oh, again, I'm like, what? Anyway, it's a freaking guy. So I'm like, I don't look, I can't remember too much. It's 26 years ago. I don't know. Maybe I was drinking. No, I don't think I would have been drinking. But I literally roll over and there's a guy in the bed next to me. Like, which had our own sheets, obviously. Like we went in bed together, but he's like lying on the bed next to me. I'm like, hi. Like, roll over the other way. I'm like, what the hell? So no joke. This is what it was. Like, that's just the weirdest experience. I've never seen that again. But that was weird. That was very. I
It
mean,
is. I've
I'm
never
liberal,
seen
not
that.
that liberal.
Yeah. Some hostels have double bed. Like when I was in London, I stayed in a hostel that looks like a capsule hostel
Yep.
hotel, like in Japan.
Yep.
But it was for a single person there. It was not double occupancy at all. But you
Yep.
could come with with someone else that you're traveling with, and just pay for one bed. But
Cool.
like
Yep.
having a stranger, that is so weird. Oh
I
my
know.
goodness. But they
I
don't
know.
do that now today. I
I've
don't
never
think they
seen
would
it
do
again.
that.
I've never seen it again. And
Yeah.
on that trip, I never saw it again either. So maybe it was just that hostel. I don't know. It was very
Yeah.
weird. It was
Yeah.
very weird.
And that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Nicola says, Dora, I am fussy, but learning to try to be to be go easy, but not sure if I can ever share a place with random stranger. You and Giles are seriously strong. Honestly, in hostel and nowadays, guys, Dora, I don't know for you, you have hostel with 20 bed, 10
Mm-hmm.
bed, 15 bed, 8 bed. I usually try to choose 4 bed or 6 bed.
Yep.
Sometimes you don't have a choice, and some hostel will have 10 bed. I think the one when I was in Madrid 2 months ago, they had like 10, 15 bed in a room, but you don't see it because nowadays some hostel will put a curtain, you
Yeah.
know
They're
so
good.
the
Yep.
people on the top, at the bottom, you have a curtain. So when you pull your curtain, you are in your little, you don't see other people, you hear them, you're
That's right.
more private. And honestly, it's a very good experience. You meet other traveler, you can make a very good connection. The best travel that I did is when I did South Africa, Namibia, Zambia, because I follow a group of young backpackers. The youngest was like, I don't know, 28. And, but it was the best experience because they usually have so much knowledge. And it made me more daring to go and travel and see the way they were traveling. And I've adopted a lot of it since. So
Good.
look who's here. You can do it, Nicola. We'll take you. When we meet in Bali, we need to take Nicola to a backpacker place.
I've got to say, Paul, I've actually don't know. I mean, I'm sure there is backpacker hostels in Bali. I've never stayed in one personally. But Paul, have you ever stayed in or seen a backpacker hostel in Bali?
There
Because
must
maybe
be.
we could
I-
do one night. We can do
Yeah,
one night, Nicola. For the
yeah, I'm
experience.
sure. I'm sure there is. Look who's here. Jordan. Hey, Jordan.
Hey, Jordan. Another
Yeah,
fork in right.
He
Hey,
changed
George.
his name. He changed the name of
Yeah,
his channel. Funny story, Dora, isn't it? With the guy sitting
it was
sleeping
very
next to you.
bizarre. That was
Yeah.
just weird.
Just
Yeah,
keep the
that was weird.
travel lives going. I love it. Thank you so much. That's all I know to talk about traveling. Shout out to South Africa. Of course. I love South Africa. If you haven't been, Dora, have you been?
No, next year.
Next year, isn't it? Cape Town, oh my God, so beautiful.
I'm looking forward to Cape
Breathtaking
Town.
beauty is
Yeah.
crazy. Johannesburg is definitely cool, but not my kind of jam. It's really nice, very nice, but it's like any other big cities. But Cape Town, so great. So far, what's your favorite countries?
I knew that was coming up.
Yeah,
I can't. Okay, you're asking me countries. That's
yeah,
different.
not country. I know it's hard to choose one. Give me, let's say, three, the top
Okay,
three.
Switzerland, because I just talked about that the other day. Switzerland's definitely one of my top countries.
Why?
Because it's just beautiful. It's very beautiful. It's
Where were you?
I went to
Is you
Interlaken, which is the base of where like I guess the adventure place is, the Interlaken, and then you
Mhm.
go up on the railway. I went up to Grindelwood, which is very typical with the cows, with the bells, and the beautiful architecture of the houses, rolling green, just green grass and mountains and beautiful water, and it's cooler. Not that I don't really like the cool, but it was just cooler and these big mountains in the background. And then I went up to
I know.
Jonfran, which is like the top of Europe, and did the touristy thing. And when I got up to the top, it was like I went in summer. The top, it was snowing. It was
Yeah,
amazing. I went to an ice bar or something there. What else did I do in Switzerland? I went
cool.
to Geneva, Lucerne. And I've been back again because I love Switzerland. I've been back on another trip
Okay.
to St. Moritz. Have you ever heard of St. Moritz?
Uh,
It's
no, no.
I don't
Although I
recommend.
grew up there, I grew up in Switzerland, but
Okay. Where
um,
did you grow up?
but it's quite expensive in Bienne, not
Oh,
far from
yeah.
Neuchâtel. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Switzerland is expensive. I was there 2 months ago, but I didn't stay very long. It's quite expensive
Yeah.
if you travel as a backpacker. But luckily, I was staying with a friend, so yeah. Okay, what are the other two?
Okay. Mexico has to be because I've been there quite a few times and lived there quite a few times. So Mexico, I love, love. And you haven't been to Mexico yet, so that's on your list.
No, that's on my list. Yeah.
Mexico, amazing. Has anyone in the chat been to Mexico? Because honestly, Mexico is like America's Bali to Australia's Bali. Like everyone in Australia goes to Bali, everyone in America goes to Mexico, right? And Mexico for us in Australia is so far away. It's like a dream, idyllic kind of location. So when I got there, I was just like, wow, wow. And the water and the food and the people, the culture, the tequila, the beer, the tequila, the dancing, the music, the people, just mucho, mucho amazing, mucho bueno.
Yeah, that's next on my list.
So Mike's I've been to
Mexico.
Mexico quite a few times. Yeah,
Mike have been to Mexico quite a
yeah,
few times. Nice, nice.
yeah. So
Okay,
Mexico definitely. And if I had to pick one more country, oh, I would say Myanmar. Myanmar.
Miramar.
So
Okay.
Myanmar is the old Burma.
Oh
Um,
yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah.
many, many temples, many temples. A place called
Mhm.
Bagan, and like I think there's like 3,000 temples. It's just amazing, amazing. Like you can
Okay.
ride a bike around and you see all these temples. I just loved it. I love temples. Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. So Jordan say, I figured the smell of 6 or 8 people in the room will be too much for me. I can deal with snoring, but not body odor. To be honest with you, I don't know for you, Dora, but people are clean. Like there's a shower in the hostels, and I think people pay attention. Like when you come out of a day outside, you sweating anyway. You come into the shower. Most people come in the shower and then go to bed. I never so far find a place where there's so much body odor that I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah, I smell more body odor on a train here in Brisbane.
Yeah,
Yeah, like so. No, I think you're right because there's a shower, and like even though I said there's only one shower in the backpacker room, the outside they've got communal showers, so there's lots
yeah,
more showers. So
yeah,
you've got ample opportunity to shower, and if you don't, well, you're silly. Um,
yeah. Eh,
but like, I don't, yeah, it's not really shoes. You can smell shoes.
yes, that yes, because they take the shoes
Yeah,
inside. But
that's
in
right.
some backpacker place, they put the shoes outside.
Yeah.
Or in Madrid, I had somebody that I was at the bottom bed and somebody put their trainers near my bed. I
Oh.
throw them on the other side because they were smelling so bad.
And like
Uh,
In Asia, you have to put the backpack, your shoes in outside the room.
exactly. Yeah.
From here, I know I haven't stayed in a backpackers. A place I stay in Bali have rooms for $28. So this is the thing, right? In Asia,
So
that's
cheap.
why
Yeah.
you don't need to stay in a backpackers because they're cheap, and that's cheaper than that's probably the same price as backpacking. So yeah,
Yeah. I'm trying to find out what is it in pound. It's 20 pound. Yeah, that's quite affordable.
oh
Yeah.
yeah, and that's probably the reason why we're all interested in going to Bali because, Paul's going for 10 days. His flight from Australia is only $600 Australian, which is 300 US, and his accommodation is like $600 for 10 days in like a room to himself. And I think did you say we get breakfast every day too, or are you shouting me breakfast, Paul? I think I heard that you're shouting me breakfast every morning. That's right.
Okay. Yeah. That's what great with Asia because it's really really cheap. I traveled to Thailand to yeah, no, Thailand was the cheapest because then North Korea is a little bit like in Europe and Japan. Whew, Japan was just like over the roof, very expensive.
Yeah.
Uh, Nicola say I visited Johannesburg and Durban. Yes, Durban is great. Next, if I go, definitely I will go to Cape Town. Honestly, do visit Cape Town if you can. There's also the Cape of Good Hope, who is
Yeah.
like the southest
Southern,
part of Africa
yeah.
on the continent, and it's so good. It's so beautiful, and you can hike there. It's really nice.
Nice.
Okay,
Nicole's asking where Paul is from. Paul's from Victoria in Australia, right down the bottom of Australia.
okay. Hey, African Ocean Garden. Hey, that's Pam. Hey, Pam.
Hi, Pam.
Nice to have you here. My favorite country so far is Australia for sure. I have covered most of Australia. Wow.
Let's get $5, $4.99. Did Mike just pay for something? I think he's paying for a dance.
Let me check. Where's that? Is
I
that the
just see
bottom?
does that mean you get money?
Oh
You
my
have
God, Mike, thank you so much.
money
That's
now?
the first time ever.
You
Like
get money?
I know I've just when you semi monetized, when you have 500 subscriber and 3,000 watch hour, you have the first level of uh, monetization, and people can give you some money during lives, and that's the first time ever.
Mike.
Even on my French channel where I have like almost, I think I have 8,500. I do lives there. Nobody ever gave me anything. So thank you so much. Oh my goodness. That's coffee for my trip in Africa. More than that. With this, I can have like 3 meals in
Cool.
Africa. Oh wow. Thank you
Wow.
so much for Mike. Thank you. That's so nice.
Color. That was weird. Go, Mike.
Yeah. Thank
Mike's like,
you.
throw in the money.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Right. So let me go to the next one. So Nicola was saying Australia. I did love Australia too. Japan, and I stay in a nice hostel in Rwanda. Super clean. There were 3 of us
To a
in the
room.
room. Sis, please send me the address. You know that I'm going to Rwanda next month. I mean, the month after. In November, I will be in Rwanda. So please send me the details so I can check it out. Yeah, there's some quite very nice hostel. And by the way, South Africa has the best hostel ever. Very clean, very nice, and cheap. Very cheap. Uh,
I'm
next
laughing. I'll read this out. Mike's message about Mexico. Me and my friends went to Mexico after graduation to have fun in the middle of the night. Sorry, to have fun. In the middle of the night, someone stole my buddy's tires off his vehicle. The same guy that
Back to
sold
us.
them back to us. Hey, that can happen anywhere. That can happen anywhere. I bet you that happens in America too.
Exactly. That can happen everywhere. Yes, in Malaysia and most Asia, no shoes in the house. In Italy now, I also never wear shoes indoor. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a room with breakfast. You asked Paul earlier.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right. Okay, excellent. Anyway, thank you so much, Mike. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Right. So, next one. A travel memory that still makes you smile today.
Oh God. So many. So many.
Give me one. Give us one.
Um oh, um oh God. So I mean, they all make me smile. I mean, I have to go back to my last trip, right? Because that's the most recent trip.
Yeah.
And honestly, probably being invited to a friend's wedding, a friend that I met when I was living in Mexico 25 years ago. We've still been best friends, and she invited me to her wedding, and she's now living in France. So I went to Lyon, and I saw my best friend get married to her partner, and that morning before the wedding, like her and her husband, or her fiance, because they hadn't got married yet, we went for a walk, like a little walk around their village. Remember I stayed in Lyon, just outside of Lyon. How do I say that? Champagne, Campa. Oh, how do I say the place I stayed at? Champagne.
Champagne. C'était,
Champagne.
yeah. You gave
Yeah.
me the name. I can't remember exactly, but it was
Champagne,
Champagne.
something. Yeah. Okay. My French
Yeah.
is quite terrible. But like just to be literally walking with my friend. They're getting it married that day. I'm walking where they love to walk. And it was just really beautiful. And I'm smiling because like that's such a beautiful experience to share with my friend on their wedding day. On wedding days, most people are so stressed out. But here I am going for a little walk with them in a little village in, just outside of Lyon. And I was just like, where am I? Who am I? I'm with a Mexican friend. We're in France. She's getting married in a couple of hours. And we're just doing a little walk. And just beautiful.
Yeah. I can imagine, going to a friend that you haven't seen her for 20 years.
No, I had seen her probably about 15 years before in Paris.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Is Champagne au Mont d'Or?
Yep, that's it. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. When I told my brother, because my brother lives in Lyon, he's been there for 100 years, she's like, oh, wow, she is in a posh part of Lyon.
Oh, is that posh?
Yeah, that's what he said. He said
Oh.
that's a posh part of Lyon. Yeah. All right. Do you have a daily budget when you travel? Because budget is something that keep people from traveling. So how do you do your budget when you travel?
Okay.
Let's say for your next trip, you're going to, well, Africa is different because Africa is quite expensive depending on where you go.
Okay, so I can answer that in two parts, okay? Because there was poor Dora, and I'm still poor, but I'm not that as poor. Like, I'm not as poor. Obviously, I'm well, when you're 24 years old, you are poor. You are poor, right?
Yeah.
You are very poor. And then fast track, when I was in my 30s and I did 6 months traveling around the world, I was also very poor because I was trying to afford this 6-month holiday.
Yeah.
So I was like, and then I also had a mortgage at home and things I had to pay. So I had a strict budget. So what I would do, I actually wrote down, like how you do, you write down exactly how much you spend. So this is 15 years ago. I was writing down. I have a diary. Do I even have the diary here? No, I don't know. I don't know where it is. But I literally wrote down the date, everything I spent, and I would tally it up. And I then at the end knew exactly how much I had surplus. So I could kind of see if I was going somewhere the next day and they had some, really cool things that I wanted to do, and I would spend a lot more money, that maybe the previous couple of days I didn't spend so much money, I could afford to do those things. So I was kind of like having a running tally. So I kind of knew where I was, how much I could spend. Yeah, so that's
Do
what I
do
did.
you do like I do that too, like but I sometimes try to have a daily budget of how much I should be spending. Let's say I'm going to, I don't know, I'm just going to give random numbers.
Mhm.
Like I have £5,000 saved and I want to go on the 3 months in Asia, which is possible with 5,000,
Yep.
even less than that, depending on how you live. And so I may calculate, see, it depends on how long I want to stay, average price for a hostel, food, transportation. Once the flight, the big like the flight and all of that are spent, and
Mhm.
then it tells me how much I can spend for per day if I want to stay 3 months, right? And I know that if, let's say today, at the time it was $25 per day. I think today you have to be around $50 per day,
Mhm.
including night in the hostel, etc., and food. And some places where the hostel, sometimes I found hostel that was so cheap, like $7. But whatever was extra that I didn't spend on that day will just accumulate and allow me to be able to do like something special, either a special meal or you know treat myself on something.
Mhm.
Do you go that way, or do you have a
Yes,
budget and
yes and no. So I haven't done one of those long trips for a while. So the last
yeah,
one was like 17 years ago.
okay,
So now what I do, I don't break it down, divide it by days. I don't do that. I basically know that I've got X amount of dollars in my bank account, and I guess I'm just I guess in mathematically I'm just kind of working out in my head the excursion, like the exchange rate and how much I've got left. I don't know why I do that, how I do it, but I just know that I guess the biggest things are paid for.
yeah,
And like, so I'm thinking, like, I did a trip to Vanuatu a couple of years ago, and it wasn't a very expensive holiday because, like, I did the math. I'm like, okay, it's not a accommodation's not going to be that expensive. Getting around that's not going to be very expensive. The biggest thing was getting from one island to another island, and that was a flight. So I kind of factored that in. So I knew that I wasn't going to be spending like going to the big hotels buying, big meals. I was just going to be eating cheaply. So I kind of knew that if I averaged X amount of dollars, that I wouldn't run out of money.
yeah. For
So
me,
I
what
kind
I do is, yeah, even if I don't like specifically daily, uh decide that okay, that's the amount. I kept myself to a certain amount per day. Like when I
yeah.
was lately in Europe, because I wanted to go to several countries in 1 month. And I needed to have a budget. Like my food budget was €25 per day,
Mhm.
per week, sorry, per week, right? Meaning that I don't eat at restaurant for that 500. So sometime I would just, maybe only spend 10 euros because the people had like a garden with fruit and vegetable and things. So I could eat from the garden. And they also left some food for me. I work that way to make sure that I don't overspend, to know that I cannot go over that budget if I want to make sure that I travel for that long. Because if I leave it free for, just spend as I wish to spend, I know that I won't be able to do my trip. So
Yeah.
I have to discipline myself somehow to say, okay, this is what you can spend per day or per week. But then if something comes up and I want to do it, I will do it. But then I know that I'm gonna have to cut back for the rest
Yeah.
of the day of the rest of the week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't say I've done like on watching you on your last trip. I haven't done it to that degree. Like
Yeah.
because you literally had $500. That's it.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah.
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 I guess I don't know. Like maybe I'm just thank the travel lords, but I've always been able to have a little bit of a buffer. So I've kind of, I know that the trip's going to cost me X amount of dollars, and there's a little buffer at the end that I have there just in case. Um,
Yeah.
so I've never had to do it down to that degree. But I guess when I was 24, when I did that first trip to overseas, I had a credit card just in case.
Yeah.
I had that. That was my just in case.
But
Um,
even when I went in Europe, the €500, it's what I've decided I would be spending for that trip to do that challenge. I have my
mhm.
buffet there, but I don't look at it. This is
Yes.
for if I want to do extras, etc. I'd rather not look at whatever's extra. I want to focus on those 500 to make sure that I stay on budget. Because what my goal is always that when I come back from a trip, I'm hoping to have some leftover because I'm already planning the next trip
Yeah.
as I'm coming back home, right? So I'm always, even if I travel with a budget, I'm always planning to save even on that budget to make sure that no matter how much it is, so it can carry me for the next one.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely the way you work is really good. Where if you can like calculate and make sure that you do your trip even without going so specific about how much you spend, it's all
I,
good.
can I also add, Jazz? It's probably a little bit about the way I think because uh, you kind of remind me a little bit about my friend Raylene. Now, she met up with me on my trip to Europe. Now, she was a student, so she had less money than I did, right? So
Yeah.
she's even more frugal, right? Because she's got no money, but she was so frugal, right? She would like we'd go out for something to eat, right? She wouldn't order anything. She'll go, oh, no, no, I'm all right. I don't need to eat anything. Because you know what she's doing? She knows that I'm not going to eat all my food.
Yeah.
So she's going to eat my food. So she will just go, look, you're going to eat that? No, okay, cool. And she would just eat it. And she
Me-
would actually, no joke, she'd be watching other people. Oh, they didn't eat their chips. And she would just go get their chips.
I've
So
seen that.
she's like that. She's like that. She's never got sick.
Yeah.
But she was like she turned me against that way because I watched her and I went, I can't do that. I can't do that.
When you're a certain age, I guess, like the group of people that I traveled in South Africa, Namibia, and Zambia, they did that. Even when I was in Madrid, there was a kid. I mean, a kid. He was in his 20s,
Yeah.
and I saw him in the hostel. Then we went to the shop. I met him in the shop, Carrefour supermarket. So I was doing my little shopping, and he came out with one box of like cherry tomatoes that costed €1. And then
Mm.
we were sat in the common room, where we eat. And he had a cherry tomato. I wanted to share some food with him. But I wasn't because it was like, but I've seen that a lot of traveler where I was with them, they have a lot of money. One had like 35,000 that because he inherited from his mom,
Oh,
but
yeah.
because he wanted to travel for years, he was buying a bag of apple and dry bread. And what he was doing is at hostels, because for the breakfast, they give you like a jam and peanut butter. So
Mhm.
in the bread that they gave him in the hostel for the breakfast, he will put so much jam and peanut butter, then he'll scoop it and, put it in the other bread that he had because they didn't want to spend. And he was not the only one. A lot of them were like that,
Yeah.
were really spending very little on food, but like but he will do things like scuba diving or things that cost a lot of money,
Yeah.
but he will save on the food to be able to do the other there's different way of traveling.
Yeah.
There's
Everyone,
different.
yeah.
You don't have to be that extreme, but there's
No, no.
there's
But
different ways.
I'll give you an example also. Like I think this is just the way I think about money. I don't think about the amount. I just know that it's there. It's going to be there, and I
Yeah,
think abundantly, like it's going to be there. It's there. Like you've worked hard. You've got that money in the bank. I just think as long as you're not stupid and go get drunk and shout everyone drinks, you know,
you're
you
gonna
should
be fine.
be okay. And like so that's what
Yeah,
I think. And like I just don't. I'm not frugal. Like I mean, I'm not frugal like my friend and eating random people's chips.
yeah, but that's
But like at the same time that when I just know that if there's something that I want to do, like for example, I was in Egypt and I think it was around my birthday, and I didn't. You don't buy yourself a birthday present, I just don't. I'm on holiday, so that was my birthday present, right? But there was a picture of Tutankhamun, and I love Tutankhamun. I've always dreamed of going to Egypt and seeing the Tutankhamun sarcophagus and
yeah,
just the pyramids, all the things, right?
yeah.
So dream of mine. So in this hotel I was staying at, it had this beautiful, what do they call it? The palapas. And what's the paper called in Egypt? They have this special paper. Palapis. I don't know. There's some
I
special
don't.
paper.
Yeah,
And the picture was a beautiful picture was painted of Tutankhamun on it. and it was like 50 US dollars. And that's expensive. That's $100 Australian for me. I was like, oh, that's expensive. But I kept on looking at it. I was like, oh, that's so pretty. And then someone said to me, why don't you buy it? I said, no, it's expensive. It's $100. And they said, okay, you've just spent, I don't know how much you've spent to come here. So you're telling me you won't spend $100 on that beautiful picture that you will never get again. You will never be able to buy that in Australia, and you will regret that because you've stared at it every day going, oh, that's so beautiful. I can't afford it. I can't afford it. Change your thinking and go, you can afford it. It just means that you might not buy something.
Something else. Exactly. That's
about it.
yeah. That's the way to go. I think your French is just very young, and I've seen that with a lot of young people. They don't have any money whatsoever, right? For me, I would splurge in the thing that really makes me happy. Like if I go to any country, I want to eat the food of the country. Like I want to experience the food of the country. I will cut back elsewhere, but I will definitely do the things that makes me happy as long as it enter into my budget. Because the thing when you travel extensively, because I always want to do more in my travels, do not cut my trip too short. I make sure that, I pay attention to my pennies. Like, but but don't be too extreme. Like we don't want to like get people it's really good to have a budget is important if you want to travel long term. I do splurge as well, even you, I guess. Like this travel where I travel luxury and I do enjoy it. But if you want to travel all the time and for a long time, you have to have a budget. Yeah. Let me quickly go to the comment. Nicola says, loving this live. Looks like I will be having lunch late. Okay.
Sorry, Nicola.
Yeah. Sorry for that. So many good travel memory. Thinking of one that stands out.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard.
It is, yeah. I eat at the cleanest local spot.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
And the ones that are really busy. The ones that are busy. All the locals. I go where the locals eat, not the tourists. The locals.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's what you said, Dora, so important. Like go where you see a lot of people lining up. Yeah. Where it's very busy. It means that the food is good. People, if they were sick going there, they wouldn't go back. So definitely. Mike say the sun is coming up. What time is it there?
I reckon it must be like 6 a.m., 4 a.m. in the morning for Mike.
Wow, for me it's 1 p.m. Hey, Amy, thank you for joining us. You are not late. You're not late. We're just starting. We're starting. Lots of local street vendor in Bali, so you can eat cheaply.
That is what I come for.
Exactly. And the food in Asia is so amazing.
Pariahs.
Right.
Pariahs. So, I think we said pariahs. That's a paper thanks, Jordan. Pariahs paper. That's what they do with paper in Egypt.
Okay. So where are you going next?
Okay. So next, officially, I've got a trip planned to Sydney in Australia.
Okay.
And just because I want to go overseas and count all these countries, my country, I love Australia. Australia's amazing. My sister lives in Sydney, and Sydney is an amazing place that you could go there a million times. You've been there.
Yeah.
And there's so much to see and do. So I'm going down there to see a rave. One of my favorite DJs is playing, Armin van Buuren. And who else is Steve Aoki? So I love dance music, right? So I'll be dancing. I'm frugal. I stay at my sister's house, so it doesn't cost me any money.
Yeah.
And she drives me to the event too. So
that's nice.
And then I'll catch an Uber home for safety, right? I'm not stupid. I'm safe. I'm always safe. Yeah. But I'm going to stay a week there because I want to see some things. I normally just do a long weekend, and my sister will take me hiking somewhere. We'll go somewhere different than we never go. But I really would like to go, do something a little bit different in Sydney and have a little bit more time. So somewhere in so that's my trip planned in Australia.
I love that, Dora. I love that you said that's your next trip and you didn't say because you're going to Africa as well next year.
That's next Yeah.
No, I love that because often, like for me, I have that thing where I feel like I'm traveling only if I'm leaving the country I'm in.
No,
You
no.
can travel from home, and my goal is when I come back from that trip in Africa, uh, I want to travel within the UK.
Yeah.
I never been to Ireland, none of them,
Oh, yeah.
and it's such a beautiful place, and I've had planned for so long to go there. I'm gonna go there, and there's so many nice places to see in England that
Yeah.
my goal is to travel in my backyard as well.
It-
Not just, and that's also part of traveling.
and I
Okay.
and I think that's a good point to bring because all of my friends kind of get a little bit frustrated with me because I'm like counting countries because I know people do think it's a little bit stupid, presumptuous to be counting countries like ooh she's counting countries ooh, you know, and my friends will go well you haven't even seen Australia. I'm like I have seen Australia. I'm seeing Australia. I'm seeing stuff, but I'm also at the same time seeing other countries too. So you got to do a bit of both, right? It's
Exactly.
like I go traveling over, like I'm backpacking, and someone will say, "Oh yeah, you're Australian. I've been to Australia," and I haven't been to Uluru. So this is embarrassing to say. I'm an Australian, and I've never been to the biggest rock in the world, the big rock Uluru. I don't know if everyone knows that Uluru is. People know it as Ayers Rock, but the actual name is Uluru. So yeah, a lot of people go to the big rock in the middle of Australia. I've never been. I've
Yeah,
never been because
we often neglect.
it's cheaper to go to Bali for me than go to Uluru.
Yeah.
So that's sadly some of the things that's why you don't travel sometimes in your own country because it's expensive.
It is true. It's cheaper for me to go to Paris, Belgium, Italy, certainly sometime than going to Scotland.
Yep. Yeah, because it's expensive.
You know, hey Debbie, so nice to have you here. No,
Thank
you didn't miss us. We are we're still chatting. We have so many things to ask um, Dora while we have her here. And thank you, Dora, for being here. I know it's late for you and for taking the time to be here.
All good.
Kim say, I love that you are counting countries because it keeps us the viewers know how well traveled you are. I know, though I so well traveled. I think I've been to what? Not yet. I
Counted them?
did put
Have you counted them?
yeah, my daughter counted. I was around 50, 49, 50 countries. So by the time I go to Africa, because I'm gonna see three countries that I haven't been: Tanzania, Uganda, Rwanda. Uh, yes. Oh no, and Kenya. I will add four more countries because then I'm going to Gabon, but Gabon, that's my hometown. So yeah. Yes, exactly. Jordan say I've never been to the Grand Canyon, and I've lived in Arizona multiple times. Right?
And that's interesting because a lot of people think, oh, I can travel in my own country anytime, right?
Yes.
Or when I retire. But
Yeah.
you know what? I actually met up with Diego's grandma last weekend, and she's turning 90 next year. She's 89 years old. And I asked her the pressing questions. What was your favorite holiday? And you know what she said to me? Her favorite holiday was when her and her husband they bought a big camper van and they drove around Australia. And I said to her, "How old were you?" Because I thought maybe they did when they were older, like when they were grey nomads, like when they retired. She goes, "No, we weren't retired. We were maybe 60." And they said we did it really fast because we were still working. And she said we did it fast, and we said, "Oh yeah, we'd like to go back there. We want to go back there. We want to go back there." Guess what? Her husband died before he's 65, before they could retire.
Wow.
So my
Yeah.
rule is travel when you're young. Spend it. Spend your money.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Like, you can't take it with you. And you know, in the end of the day, you might have this beautiful big house and beautiful clothes and handbags and watches and blah 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 and drink rings and whatever. But when it comes down to it, your memories are going to be what's with you forever.
Absolutely.
You remember them when you're 65. But like like no one cares about that watch.
Yeah.
Honestly, no one gives a shit. No
Yeah.
one gives a shit. But you went to the Eiffel Tower and you went up the Eiffel Tower and it was amazing and it twinkled and you did that.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
So,
That's
yeah.
what I tell people, Dora. It's like, when people say, "Oh, you must have money to travel, etc." No, it's like we all make choices to what's important to us.
Yeah.
For some people, maybe a designer bag that costs $300 that's important to them, right? Not criticizing that. If that's you, do you. But then don't tell me that you can't travel because you don't have money, because I wouldn't buy the designer bag because it doesn't bring anything to me. I rather put that money to have a plane ticket or to have money to go somewhere, right? It's really a choice when you want to travel, and there's nothing better than memories, like creating memories. Travel, I don't know, for me is the thing that makes you so rich. You going to different culture, testing different food, meeting people all around the world. It's just something that I don't know.
It
uh
fills your soul with it
yeah,
makes you
absolutely.
look forward to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, next one is best spontaneous or unexpected travel moment. We-
Okay. All right. The one that's going to come to mind, I think I've talked about this on one of my lives, but I'm going to talk about it again. It's funny. Now, people that follow me know that there's a theme in my videos of toilets, okay? I don't have a problem with toilets. I mean, we have to go to them all the time. I drink a lot of water, so I have to wee, okay? But I don't know, toilet humor is funny to me, okay? I'm Australian. We just think, I don't know. That's just me, okay? I do me, you do you, okay? But there's a theme in all my videos. I'm always talking about toilets. I'm dancing in a toilet, um, telling you about the toilet experience. I think toilets are amazing because when you travel and you go to Asia, there's a different experience, right? It's a hole in the ground. You got to squat over it. It's weird, okay? And then, there's no toilet paper. So you got to carry toilet paper with you. If there's no toilet paper, they've got a bowl of water. Like, what are you supposed to do with the water? Where's a towel? I'm going to wet myself. I'm going to be, what? So, like, it's an experience, right? And I share. Sharing's caring. So I share my experiences, okay? Shoot me. I don't care. So this is a funny story. You wanted to know a funny story. Was that a
a
funny story?
spontaneous or unexpected travel moment.
It's
Yeah.
unexpected. This is the unexpected, and it's about a toilet, okay? It's clean, people, clean. So I'm in Vietnam and I'm on a bus. And I'm actually with my friend that's very frugal, the one that eats all the chips off other random people's plates, okay? My friend Raylene and her friend. What was her friend? I can't remember. But anyway, there's the three of us, right? We're on a bus. I don't know where we're going. We're on a local bus. And when you're on a local bus, they stop off at like service stations, garages to go to the toilet, okay? And they're always disgusting. Disgusting.
Yeah.
So these are the days you limit your water intake because they're disgusting. But anyway, sometimes you got to go, right? So I got to go. So my friends stay on the bus. I go. I've got my backpack with me because I'm just used to. Even if I'm traveling with friends, I'm always taking my little backpack because if they fall asleep, someone's going to take my backpack. Okay, so I always take my backpack with me everywhere I go. Hence why I've got the name Explorer Dora, because she's always got a backpack. Okay, so. And in my backpack, I've always come prepared. I'm a Girl Scout. I have my toilet paper just in case there's no toilet paper in the
Yeah.
toilet. Okay. So I've got my backpack. I'm lining up. It's going to be disgusting. I know that already. So, but I need to go. So I'm lining up with all the other women and I'm get to my turn and we're in Vietnam. Okay. Vietnam, they have the holes in the ground and you've got to step up into the cement like onto a step, and then there's a hole in the ground.
Yeah.
There's got a bucket of water. So when you do your business, you got to put the bucket of water in there to wash it down. So the floor's wet. Okay, so now another thing is the clothes I'm wearing. Very important in this story. So I'm wearing shorts. Okay, I'm wearing shorts and I've got thongs on my feet. Thongs, people,
Mm.
flops. Okay, flip flops. Okay, not thongs that you wear up your bum.
Yeah.
Thongs on
Flip
my feet.
flops. Flip flops.
So the ground is wet, okay? Wet and wet thongs. Do you know where this is going, people? Okay. So anyway, I'm not the best squatter in the world, people, okay? I'm not very good. But I have to pull my shorts down. Not a very good idea this day. I should have wore a skirt. But anyway, I've got shorts. So I'm sitting on the toilet my shorts are around my ankles. I'm trying to hold myself up, balance, do a wee. I've got my toilet paper. My backpack is on the back of
The door?
the door because there's a hook. Thank
Yeah.
goodness. Otherwise, I don't know where I'm going to put the backpack because the ground's wet, and God knows what else is on the ground. But anyway, I'm not looking. So anyway, I'm doing my business, and I go to pull up my shorts, and I start sliding because the ground's wet, and I've got flip flops, and there's no friction. So I'm
Yeah.
kind of sliding, kind of falling. I don't want to fall in the hole. I'm trying to pull my pants up. My bag's there. I'm like, what do I hold on to? I start really sliding, and I'm like, crap. What do I do? Pull my pants up, or do I hold the walls? I've got a couple of seconds. So what I do is I push my hands up against my backpack on the wall to hopefully stop me from falling God knows where. The door goes bang open, and I come flying out the toilet. my, my pants, my shorts are around my ankles. And all these girls are just like, what are you doing? I'm just like, nothing to see here. Pull my pants up and run away. I walk back into the bus, and I must have been just red with like embarrassment or just pissing myself laughing or just what the fuck. My friends are like, what's wrong with you? And I'm like, don't ask. Don't ask. So, it was very funny.
Yeah.
It was very funny.
Unfortunately, in a lot of the countries, like what they call third world, whatever, I traveled a lot in Africa. Those whole toilet are there, and you have to get prepared. Like
Yeah.
same, I usually wear trousers, but if you have to squat and you put your trousers down, it may touch the floor, so I'll have to fold it to my knee, and you have to have toilet paper or like how do you call it?
Tissue.
Wipes or something,
Wipes.
something to
Yeah.
sometime, to be honest, in Africa, because there's forest everywhere, it's better to go in the forest,
Yeah.
and then those toilets are usually nasty.
Oh yeah. No.
And if you fall into this, ew, oh my goodness. Yeah.
Well, that's
Oh my
why I was
god.
like,
Oh
it's
my
better
god.
off going out the front door than falling in the hole. So
Right. So lesson is that do not wear flip-flops if you
yeah,
go to those toilets. Do not
yeah,
wear flip-flops.
yeah, yeah,
All right, that's a funny story.
yeah.
So what's the biggest lesson travel taught you so far?
To be open-minded.
Exactly. That's a good one.
Because, we live sheltered lives, right? This is our four walls. We go to work, we go home. If we don't go outside our area of where we live, we would never experience anything different, right? So, and I'm not just talking about going on holidays overseas, right? I'm talking about even outside of our area where we live. Like where I live, to travel to Sydney, completely different, right? Or to go to different regions around even where I live in Brisbane. All different, right? Different races, different people, different accents. Believe it or not, we speak different accents in Australia, even like English is
Yeah.
different country, different areas, different food, just and being open-minded. Like we're becoming a very multicultural country, and I think that's a really good thing for Australia because that brings different food, different cultures, different areas. Like there's an area that I can go to about an hour from here called Anala, and it's like being in Vietnam. It's a whole marketplace, and it's all Vietnamese shops and markets and food, and like you go in there, and it's like everyone is Vietnamese, and it's like Spot the Aussie. And it's amazing, but you have to be open-minded. Like some people will go in there and go, "What the? Where's the Australians? Like go home." Like we can be really racist Australians. I'm going to be honest, but I'm like, you idiot! This is amazing. Like, why would I don't have to get a passport and I don't have to travel anywhere. I can just drive an hour and I can be in Vietnam and try
Wow.
like banh mi's that taste amazing, like lemongrass drinks and all these amazing fruits that you could buy in Asia, and you don't even have to have a passport. So like being open-minded, you get to try different foods and, you know, be around different people and hear their accents and see what they eat, see how they wear their clothes, and, you know, like, and then obviously add another layer if you go overseas, then, you know, more open-minded. Like you see how people live. Like I live in a first world country in Australia. I'm very sheltered. If I hadn't traveled to Indonesia as a small child, you know, third world country, Indonesia's third world, and especially where my
Yeah.
mum's from, it's third world. It's people are poor, and, you know, I'm not used to seeing that. But I went there as a 3-year-old, then I went was a 7. So over my childhood, I got to see I saw the different side of culture, different, you know, different worlds. Traveled to, you know, Singapore and Malaysia. Even back then, they were third world. They weren't as, you know, as they are now. Malaysia's a very nice country now. Singapore is amazing, but it's completely different to where I live, my backyard. So I think when you go to a different country or different places in your own, like think about America, right? America, you can go to Detroit, right? Detroit compared to California, like, you know, Long Island, like, I don't know, Laguna Beach or something, you know, like beautiful beaches, Malibu, compared to Detroit, completely different people, different buildings, different food, different cultures, probably different accents, different, you know, society, I guess, different social economic, you know,
Yeah.
wealth. So like
Yeah.
being open-minded to know that how grateful you can be. Like it's two things, like, you know, being grateful that you where you live and what you have, and then seeing the other side. And you don't have to travel to do
Absolutely.
that. You can just go to a different state, a different
Yeah.
town, you know?
Yeah.
So
I
I
love
think
what you shared.
yeah.
Traveling makes you humble,
Yeah, oh, completely.
you
And,
know?
you know, people
Yeah.
sometimes, you know, look at me, like I said before, they go, "Oh, look at you, you've been to 62 countries, woohoo," you know? But it's not about that. It's more about what I saw, what did I
Yeah.
learn, who
Yeah.
did I meet, what did I see?
And
What I
yeah.
it's not oh, yes, I might be ticking off lists that I'm going to, you know, ticking off places, but it's what I saw there. I mean, yeah, it was amazing. Like, you know, it's filled
Yeah.
my soul. It's taught me so many lessons.
Absolutely. Love that. People have been laughing at you and your story with the toilet.
I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Yeah, I'm sure it won't be the first and it won't be the last.
They all have been laughing. So we have another celebration today. We have so many celebrations with Dora. 75 hard balance challenge. Am I right with the number? Is that 35, 34? Because your live this morning was saying 40, 41.
Yeah, I'm still 41.
Yeah.
Let me just double check. Yep, 41.
Okay. So
Yep.
far. So guys, I don't know if you know the 75 hard. My adaptation is 75 balance challenge. Dora, how can you summarize it? What is it?
Okay, so 75 hard is a mental health challenge to challenge yourself to have better habits and to do better. The idea is for 75 days to challenge yourself to, the hard version is hard. You have to drink a gallon of water, which is 3.7 liters of water. You need to read 10 pages of a business book or self-improvement book.
Yeah.
You know, no audios. You need to actually read. You need to do 2 45-minute exercises a day. One has to be outside, and you have to have a 3-hour break. So basically, one morning, one afternoon, however you do it, you've got to have a 3-hour break in between it. One has to be outside, 45 minutes. 2 of them, you have to take a progress photo of your body so you can see what you look like. You need to follow some kind of health regime, whatever you want to do, but you have to follow some kind of diet of some description. There's no alcohol and there's no takeaway.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh
So
yeah.
that's
So
what Dora is following, and Dora inspired
that's
me. I was
and
watching
no beer. That's zero
uh
beer.
I was watching a video of Dora when she was interviewing Lori, right? It's another YouTuber. And I saw that, I'm like, wow, I would love to do that, but I cannot do the 70 hard. It's too hard for me. So for my fitness level, I'm going to transform it and change it. And I created my own 75 balance. That include pretty much what Dora said, but I don't do 45 minutes in and twice a day. I do less than that. I've increased it now. Nowadays
Yeah.
I can go walk in 1 hour outside and
Honestly,
I'm
there's only
comfortable.
35 days. But
Yeah,
Jazz, listen to yourself. Like you're walking an hour. When you first
yeah.
started, you were walking like 10
And
minutes.
exactly. It is true.
You've
It
only
is true.
35 days. So look how fit you've got.
Yeah.
Amazing.
The improvement. So I'm on 35 days and Dora on 41 days. What so far, what has been the hardest part? Is it the consistency because it's daily? You don't go out of the program. You have to do the same things and check the list every day. Is
Mhm,
it the way you're eating because you can't drink alcohol and you try to eat, let's say for me, it's less carb, low carb,
mhm.
right? Or the 45-minute workout.
Actually, yeah, that's probably the biggest thing for me is the workout because, again, people that follow me, they know that I can walk in the morning for 2 hours, no problem. I can just get it done. I love walking. But that's not the point of this exercise. It's not about just health. Sorry, exercise and losing weight. It's more about spreading it out and being consistent. So the idea is that I do 45 minutes in the morning, but I have to come back after work and
Yeah.
do another one. That's the hardest
Uh,
thing because
yeah.
I work full time. So like I'm going to be honest. I started having Fridays off because I just couldn't. I couldn't
Yeah.
balance. Like I was like coming home from work and then exercising, coming home from work and drinking all this water and peeing all the time and having to read the book and balance, and eating healthy. So I have to balance. And I'm like, it was just like, this is a lot. I'm like, I got to clean my house and wash my clothes and go to work and scratch myself and frig. It's like hard. So I
It
started
takes
taking
a lot.
Fridays off just to get myself head around it. And
Yeah.
it's probably the last 2 weeks I've really got my head around it, and I found out the balance of how to make it work. So now I've got the balance, and I'm going back to work on Fridays next week. So
Okay.
yeah, it's so really
Okay.
for me it was just trying to figure out how to get everything in place and doing the exercise at the end of the day. Like some days I get home at 6:30 at night and I've got to friggin' exercise. I just want to eat and sit in front of the TV or scroll on my phone. But that's one thing that I've noticed. I haven't had the time to scroll on my phone. Yeah. So
Yeah, you don't have the time if you have to read. But mine is different because I also listen to audiobooks on Audible, and I also have physical books that I'm reading because I'm still reading my daily, little book.
yes.
I share it all the time, and I have other business books that I'm reading. So, did you already notice any changes, like physically, mentally? I'm personally, uh, it's not about weight, but I lost 10 kilos. I haven't
Mhm.
weighed myself yet because I need to go to the doctor to check where I
Yeah.
am now. But I feel it anyway within myself. I sleep better. I've been sleeping better for a while. I didn't have any of the ache and pains in my legs, and I go up. Oh my goodness! Now I go up the stairs in my house,
Yeah.
and I'm not like almost dying at the top of the stairs. I'm just remembering right now because just before coming to the live, I had to go get something quickly, and I came back down. No problem, guys. That's a challenge for me. That's a result for me, you know. And mentally, just a clear. I don't know. It's there's so much goodness into doing some self-care because that's how I call it. Reading daily something that brings value to you, that uplift you from the day you start your morning. I do meditation with Mary's in the comment, a motivation meditation with Mary. Then I read my book. I mean, doing all these little tasks set you for the day. And so I see the shift in my mental health as well. Like, I don't know. Yeah, that's for me.
Oh,
What,
we know.
what, what did you notice?
Okay. So before I answer mine, I'm just going to say because Jazz and I send voice messages to each other. Okay. Um. So and I hear like at the end of her because like when I'm sleeping she's awake and when I'm awake she's asleep. So like the start of my day I'll message her and go, Yeah, how did you go? Blah blah blah, and so we're always geeing ourselves up. But like, you should hear Jazz. Jazz is like, I feel amazing. I just read this book, and I this, and I just went for this walk, and I feel so happy. I walked for 15 minutes today. I walked for an hour today, and something else happened the other day that I think you should share yourself later on.
Yeah.
But like, the excitement that I hear in your voice. I mean, I hear you're excited when you go on holidays and stuff like that, right? But
Yeah.
this stuff is different.
Yeah.
This is personal. Like, this is
Yeah.
personal growth. Like, I mean, travel's great, right? We love travel, right? That's the
Yeah.
topic we're talking about. But like, true growth in ourselves, working on ourselves, our inner selves, our mind, our body, our spirit. I think there's just nothing like it. And honestly, I can see the difference in you.
Yeah.
And it's not physical. I mean, obviously, yes, you've lost some weight. That's great.
Yeah.
But
But
your brain is expanding. And I think with losing your job, that you lost the contract you had, not because it was your fault, because it's just what happened with your job. But you handle that so well. Like, old Jazz would have been like on a
yeah, it's the
different
end
like,
of the world. Oh my goodness. What will
yeah,
happen to me? Yeah.
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 So you're thinking differently. So like,
Yeah.
that's amazing in itself.
It's an amazing challenge, guys. I think I would encourage you to do it at least once a year, I was saying,
Oh,
because
yeah.
it's like a reset of the thing that we should be doing.
See you,
It's
Paul.
real,
He's off.
yeah,
It's him.
it's oh, Paul.
It's 11:30 at night.
Oh, sorry, Paul. Thank you so much for being here. And yes, have a good night. And yeah, we should talk soon and see you in Bali otherwise.
Woohoo.
Uh, yeah. So yeah, definitely. And so tell us, what's the physical, mental thing that
Okay,
you've
so
noticed?
physical. So I talk about how I was carrying a bit of weight in my around my double chins. So
Hmm.
that's definitely, I carried my weight here. So I've
Yeah.
definitely lost some weight here. I have lost, I don't know, about 4 kilos so
Yeah.
far. Um, and again, for
Really good.
me personally, it's not about the weight; it's more
Yeah.
about the physical changes.
Yeah.
So that's good there, that I've lost a little bit of weight there. Um, and my stomach. So women traditionally hold all their weight in their stomach, and that's not good for us for health, heart. So I've lost some weight in my stomach. I can feel like my stomach is going down, like I'm getting
Mm.
that concaved kind of look, the hourglass.
Yeah.
I'm pretty much like this normally, like a trunk.
Yeah.
So I'm getting the hourglass, so that's good. Um, and I guess the biggest thing mentally is for me is like the books. I openly say on my channel that I feel stupid that I've stopped reading. I haven't read a book from front to cover to back to cover for about 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
I've I've been too busy doing this, tick, tick,
Yeah.
scrolling. So I mean,
Yeah.
I love YouTube. Obviously we both love YouTube, right?
Yeah.
But I do feel that social media took over my brain, and I feel stupider for it. So I think that because I've kind of died it down. I mean, I'm not off it. I'm still checking out your channels, right, guys? But just not as much as I was before.
Yeah.
And
Same
I feel
here.
like, yeah, because you can't balance it.
Yeah.
But I think finding the right balance, because maybe we had it wrong. Maybe we weren't doing it right. Maybe we do need to do more meditation and reading books and give more self-care and looking after ourselves and exercising, right? So
Yeah.
who said that 75 hard or balance is not the right way, and that we were doing it the wrong way? So I don't
Yeah.
know, it just makes me think that my brain is thinking way more differently. It's more turned on, that yeah, I don't know. I just feel more alive. I mean, I don't think I wasn't alive before, but I just feel like my brain, something switched, and she's working and she's ticking over. Before she was clogging over. Now she's like tick, 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 tick. So she had an oil change.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
Hey, Nicole. So nice to see you here. Buenos dias, my amiga. Amiga? Oh my goodness, I'm so bad. Yes, buenos dias. So happy to see you here. So, oh, somebody say hello from Detroit. Hey,
Oh,
Lynn. So nice to have you here. Thank you. Right. So, yes, the 75 hard, definitely I recommend. Like, same. I went to the library. I went
yeah,
back to the library. How
good.
to get more done. What's the rest of it?
7 days to, I can't see the rest of it.
To achieving more, but
Oh, okay.
doing less. Like,
Oh,
not working as hard, but doing more. Because I want to spend more time doing self-care things than being sit here on the computer
yep.
working too hard
Good.
and not
Yep.
achieving as much as. So he had really encouraged me. I hadn't been to the library for like 15 years until we did a challenge. And I had such a blast going to the library, reading books, etc. So and borrowing some books. And Jordan say great job on the 75 hard balance. Thank you.
Thanks.
And so yeah, Paul was saying goodbye. We've been here for over an hour, guys. I promise I'm asking the last question to Dora. So happy to have her here because it's been a long time that we wanted to do a live together. uh Nicole say, just so nice to see you this morning. Me too, she's always happy to see you. Right. So let me quickly go to the next one, guys, because I know I've been keeping you here for a while. Uh, Nicole say, I can't stay. I'm heading out for my morning walk. I will catch the replay. Perfect. Go have that walk. It's a lot more important, isn't it? Self care.
Exactly.
Nicole is also somebody who really take care of herself.
Oh,
If you go head of a channel, she eat healthy. I love when she share her meals, and she work out all the time, and she's fit. So somebody that, very inspiring for us. Wishing you ladies a beautiful day. You too, sis. Thank you so much for stopping by. Right, Dora, I'm conscious of the time, so I'm quickly going to ask the rest of the questions.
I love this.
Right, so on Dora's live, she's like, I hear her talking about The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, and that's one of the books that you picked up during this challenge.
Yeah.
I've been reading this book for I don't know how long, guys. Like, it's one of the reference book. That book saved my life. This book, I read it page to page. I had the audio. My kid got scared at some point. I was listening to it at night, because the voice is a little bit, the way Eckhart Tolle
Yeah.
talks.
Yeah.
It's an amazing book. So when you say that you were reading it, you don't know how happy I was, because I know it's not an easy book to read for some people. You have to be somehow spiritual to understand that book.
You have
Uh,
to be in the right
I
mood
mean,
too. You have to be in the right moment of your life, I
in the
think.
right, exactly. So, what did you think about The Power of Now? And
Absolutely fucking loved it.
okay, guys, you're gonna tell us in the comment if you read it and what you thought about it. So, what did you think about this book? I know you loved it.
Yep.
What did you
Um,
love about the book?
look, I just really liked the idea that, well, not the idea, but the whole thing about living in now. Like, you
Hmm.
can't change the past.
Yeah,
The past happened. Whatever you do, you can't change that. It happens. So the
yeah,
more you think about it, nothing's going to change. You're just going to keep on thinking about it.
yeah,
And you're wasting your time now. This precious time that you have now is the gift.
yeah.
So why would you think about the past? It happened.
Or
Just
the
surrender.
future and be
Yeah, on the
anxious.
future.
Yeah,
Yeah, don't be anxious about the future because, yes, you can change things in the future, but if you keep on overthinking about it, then you've missed what happened right now.
yeah,
So, like, it seems so simple, but, like, yeah, sometimes we just don't think like that. Like, I've been sharing it with a lot of my friends, and I'm like, they probably think I'm like, like a Jehovah Witness, so to speak. Like, I'm just like knocking on their door, going, "Oh my god, this book, this book, this book." Sorry if you're a Jehovah Witness. But, like, I just love it. I thought it was amazing, and I keep on talking about it. I'm on to my third book now, and I keep on talking about it because it was such a powerful book, and
yeah,
it was the right time for me, and it was just everything came at the right time. And
yeah,
things happen for the reason, for reasons, seasons, and lessons, right? And
yeah,
you have to be in the right mode for it. And it was just my time, and it was my time to read the book. I'd heard about the book, never read the book. So proud I read the book. Love the book. Lots of really good examples in it. Lots
yeah.
of good lessons. And if you haven't read the book, get the book out.
Absolutely.
I got it for $2 from an opportunity shop, so you don't need to
Yeah,
buy it. You
exactly.
know,
You can go to a secondhand shop.
library,
Yeah,
library, yep.
yeah,
Or many of your friends will probably have a copy. So I'm gonna lend my copy to a friend, my Pilates teacher, because she's
yeah,
never read it, but she's heard about him. So I'm gonna lend it to her.
Yeah,
So yeah,
it's an amazing book. Highly recommend it. It's
yeah,
something that it's the book that always stay with me. It's like my reference book. I come to it all the time. I
yeah.
don't know how long, how many times I read that book, but I just love it. Try also The New Earth. Is the other book from Eckhart Tolle.
Oh,
It's also a good one to read. Once you read The Power of Now, it's really
okay.
good.
Oh,
I'll send you in the. It's the New Earth Awakening. It's in the same line,
okay,
typical Eckhart Tolle.
okay,
So because we've been talking about 75 hard, I'm gonna be traveling next week. Um, and so I'll be traveling for the next 2 to 3 months, and I will still be in the 75 challenge,
hmm.
balance challenge. How do you stay fit while traveling? And if you had to travel right now doing the 75 hard, how do you make sure that you keep up with the challenge?
Well, I'm always walking, always. So like
Hmm.
when I travel, like I'd be walking wherever I went. Like
Yeah.
yeah, so like I wouldn't find it an issue because I'd be walking. So I
Okay.
would be walking in. So like my if I was going to, like, for example, if I don't know, if I was going to Disney World, I'd be walking around Disney World.
Exactly.
If I was going to Hawaii, I would go to Hawaii and go walking along the beach. I wouldn't change my routine. I love walking, so I
Yeah.
would be walking. And think about it for you now. Like now that you're going traveling next week, I mean, the whole reason why you started your 75 balance was because of your experience when you were in traveling in Spain.
Yeah. And I was not fit enough to do
Yeah.
enough working, although I was working, but yeah, it was painful. But I feel that I'm more up to the challenge now
Oh,
because I feel a lot better in my skin. So I know that I will have a better experience traveling. And I want to keep the question also was because I want to keep that uh, health regimen that I'm doing right now. I want to carry on when I travel. I want to continue reading because I'm taking this with me. It's
good.
light, so it can be in my backpack, and you know, still being sensible. Sorry about what I'm eating. I'm going to see Pam when I go to Zanzibar, to Tanzania, and she's also doing like a low carb. She's also taking care of her health, meaning that it's nice to be around people that have like a health journey that really taking care of themselves. So I think it's going to be easier for me because 30 days, how much? 35 day days. It's a long time to set good habits already.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely.
I think it's good because you're just over halfway now.
Yeah.
So, you've done the hard yards. Now you just have to keep on going with it.
Yeah. So let me quickly jump to the next one because I'm conscious of the
Mhm.
time. We've been here for almost 2 hours.
Sure.
Right. So
Mhm.
what I love and what the others have been sharing is on your lives. It's a whole adventure to watch your lives. It's so inspiring and interesting. You're always dancing, walking on the beach, jumping, etc. And it's very important for us to keep in mind that, simple joys keep us going. Like you don't have to travel to be happy, have fun, and have adventures. You're always looking for, I call it weirdest animals, because I've learned so many animals that I'm like, what the heck is this? And I'll go search on Google and I see the animal, never heard of it, never seen that.
The platypus?
Yes, I'm like, what the heck? I didn't know what it was until I am on your life. So your lives really, they are daily adventure. This is why people love coming to your lives, and this is what people were talking about, right? So let me just go to the next one. I'm almost done, I promise you. At the beginning of your channel, when I went back, you did some van life with Diego.
Mhm.
So is it something that you think you would bring back on the channel? Are you planning anything
Okay.
like car life, van life, whatever
Yeah.
experience?
Yeah, completely. So, like you, there's many travel trips we've done, and we do lots of videotaping, but I haven't posted half my trips, right? So, there's been a couple of trips. We've hired more vans, more van life experiences. one in Tasmania going around the bottom of Australia.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
It was amazing, amazing. And there's a method to my madness, right? Because Diego is actually a carpenter, right? He's building our house, right? Or renovating our house. He should be able to renovate a car, right? Like a van and kit it out. But he's just not
Yeah.
that keen. He's not keen. I'm being quiet because I don't want him to hear my method to my madness. So I start hiring vans. And, first time is just like, it's just too expensive. Anyway, the next time we got this van, we're in Tasmania. He's like, oh, this is pretty good. And he's like, oh, I like the idea. How this, the sink is this and the fridge is like this and the bed set up and this and that. Oh, I could do this and I could. So he's thinking, right. So I'm like, method to my madness is working. So I'm always looking at vans, right? I'm always looking. So maybe about 6 months ago, there was a backpacker van for sale. I dragged him along because I'm like, come on, you've got to have a look with me, right? Because I need him to look, right? So we go have a look at it. It's pretty old. I mean, it needs to be driven straight away. It's rusted. And anyway, long story short, I didn't buy it, but I'm always looking. And only just 2 weeks ago, I saw this cute van. It was like it's a Japanese van. It's small, but it's shaped like an old Volkswagen. So I grew up, my dad had a Volkswagen and we had a camper. So you pop up the tent, the top, the roof, and the van. So I'm an original van life girl. I love van life, right? Because my dad had a van. So I looked at it. It was a good price, but I got sick over the weekend and I just didn't go back and look at it. The next day I rang up, they said it's sold. Anyway, so I'm always looking. So
this one was not for you. Yours will show up.
It will. But the thing is, Jazz, we have talked about this and 75 hard got in the way of my idea. Okay. So I talked about the idea of I bought a brand new car a couple of years ago. I've never bought a brand new car. I don't see the value in buying a brand new car because as soon as you drive it, you waste your money. Right?
Yeah.
But I work for myself. There's some pros. There's some good reasons to buy a brand new car for tax reasons. Okay. The other side of it is that if I bought a brand new car, I could pick the car, right? And I could pick the right car for me. I wanted a car that I could sleep in because if I can't get a van, I could drive a car and I could use it as another purpose I could put the seats down and I could sleep in it. So the car I bought, I can sleep in. So I have had a few ventures. So there's a couple of adventures in my videos way back and when I first started YouTube where I'm sleeping in my car with Diego and he's farting in the car with me. It's hilarious. And there's a pee story. There's a pee story in the video too. Just to add to the pee stories.
That's interesting. So we're gonna have some more van life adventure coming up. Mike says, "I love Dora's energy." Okay, I was there before. I hope to see the vine life. I know, me too.
Yeah.
I can't wait. Hey, thank you for being here. Good morning. Good morning. Good afternoon here. It's almost 2.
And must-haves. That's a nice name.
Yeah. So Dora, we're almost there. So you are an inspiration for me, and I'm sure for a lot of women over 50 that feels that traveling is not for them. There's a lot of stereotype, right? About the fear and stereotype. Backpacking is only for 20, 20 plus, and us 50 years old, we cannot do that anymore. So what does travel means to you and why it's never too late to travel?
Oh, wow. I just think it's a way of life. Like, honestly, I think travel doesn't have to be overseas. We talked about that. Like, travel can be going to the beach 5 minutes away from my house and going on a little adventure and, going in a stormwater pipe and like seeing what's in there and picking up shells. And, it's life's the adventure you make it, right? And yes, not everyone will travel overseas. Not everyone will get to 62 countries. Not everyone will inspire to go to 80 countries. I get that, right? But travel just means to go somewhere outside your front door. Just go.
Yeah.
You don't have to go by yourself. That's my other big thing, right? Like, just because, you don't travel with your partner or you don't have a partner or you don't have friends to travel with or they can't afford to travel. Don't let that be the stop. Don't let that stop you, because otherwise you just won't go anywhere. And then you'll be that boring person that went, oh, I should have, I wanted to, I should have went there. Oh, I wish I went there. No, I have no regrets. Like Jazz, you have no regrets
Not at
because
all. It's the
you do
best decision ever.
it. It's scary going by yourself, but it's more scary not going at all.
Yeah. I added that question because you just answered to this one. What advice would you have for women over 50 who dream to travel solo? A lot of women are afraid, and you just give them the answer, just go. You
Just
know,
go.
it's so much freeing and liberating to go by yourself. It's scary at first, yes, but
It's
once you've done it, trust me, it's freedom. It's
Mhm.
I like traveling with people time to time, but traveling solo is something that I love because you are free to do exactly what you want. You
Yep.
know, it's your agenda, and if you want to be with other people, you can because you meet people along the way anyway.
Yeah.
So
So
definitely
I want
go.
I want to tell you a funny story, because it's not just women, right? Like, for example, Diego, he's watched me go on all my trips by myself. And it's weird. I know a lot of people think, like, is there something on with your relationship? Why do you travel without him? I've always traveled. I like traveling by myself. There is something about traveling by yourself. It inspires you. It makes you, I don't know, there's just something. It's soul searching. It's everything, right?
Hmm.
Um, but so Diego decided that he wanted to go on a trip by himself, because he's like, what the fuck? She's always going by herself on, these amazing holidays. She's got this YouTube channel that she goes, talks about going on, solo backpacking. So guess what? He just came back from 5 weeks in Europe by himself.
That's
And
amazing.
you know what? I think he loved it. He loved it. And I can see the changes in him. Like,
Okay.
he's completely different to me. He's more introvert. I'm an extrovert. And it's harder for an introvert, like Jazz, you say you're an introvert. I think you're more on the cusp of being not an introvert, but anyway. But like, it's harder. And when you go outside your box, outside your comfort zone, your little, without by yourself, that's where the growth happens. That's where all the good stuff happens, right? And I think some good stuff happened for him.
Yeah, that's amazing. That is amazing. And Jordan says here, you both have inspired me. I'll be traveling alone next year. I am on easy mode, single male 40. Yes.
Yep. And you
Yes.
have, like, you're doing it. Are you going to, is that what you're going to Asia, aren't you? Jordan, is that the plan? You're going to go to Thailand? I think that's what you were talking when I last talked to you about it. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Oh,
anyway, wherever you go, you just do it. Just do it.
just do it. Guys, Dora, it was such a pleasure to have you here. I'm conscious that for you, it may be close to midnight soon.
That's right.
So, yeah, thank you for taking the time. Guys,
Oh,
that question is for you. Even you in the on the replay, put the answer in the comment. Which part of Dora's journey inspired you the most? For me, I know that your energy, your I don't know, you love life, and I feel like you still have that kid uh energy in you, that freedom to just jump and dance and rejoice,
oh,
right? we,
I say
we,
this.
we
I'm going to say this to you, Jazz. But why don't you do that? What stops you?
no, I mean, I don't know, it's in the spirit, I guess. um I think as we're growing, we're taking life too seriously, right?
Exactly.
And meeting you, like being in contact with you, you get inspired with the people around you. But you have inspired me to travel in my backyard, just that.
Oh, good.
Enjoy whatever small adventure I can find around me. I don't have to go far from I don't have to leave the UK to have fun. Since I met you, I go often with my daughter, like we do a daughter and mom date in at IKEA because it's cheap, and we go
Cool.
there, and because it's a weekly thing, and they have good food. So
Yeah.
we do a lot of small adventure, going to the park, and just to remember, guys, that life, like as you were saying with the Eckhart Tolle book, is that we need to enjoy
No.
daily, being in the present moment,
Yeah.
right? And just enjoy life. Life is short. And you don't have to wait to be a millionaire or to be able to travel to I don't know where to start enjoying traveling and having adventure, you know, in your backyard.
Well,
So,
that's
yeah.
nice. Thank
So
you. I'm
let
glad
me
I.
see. There's a few messages in here. Adventures at any age, by any way possible, is exciting. Whether it's backpacking, van life, or visit to the wood, can be another memory. One size doesn't fit all, just love a journey. I love this. This is
Yeah.
such a beautiful statement because it's so true. You know, any adventure is worth having, and we all do things differently. And as long as you're enjoying life, having fun, that's what's important. Thank you so much for sharing this. Um, Dora dedication to focus on herself while having a busy life. My favorite story is her falling out of the toilet.
It's my favorite story too.
Oh my goodness, you guys. Right. Okay. Very well says Mary's. Okay, that's good. Guys, thanks ever so much for being here. And I know it has been a long life, but it was so important that I had so much that I wanted to share with you, Dora. I hope you enjoyed the live.
I loved it.
And
I
I'm
loved
glad
it.
that we had to spend that time together.
Yeah. We've been
And
talking about this for so long, so it's great. It's great.
Exactly. So, yes. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. Have a fantastic day, night. I don't know what time is it for you.
Can I
And
just say one more thing?
yep.
We need to go back, circle back. Jazz, congratulations, 1,000 subscribers. And you've been working so hard. You have been so dedicated. People that know Jazz in the background know how dedicated she's been. Like, she might not be working as in like her other job, but she's working. She's working like 9 to 5 breaks, 10-minute breaks. I'll talk to you later. I'm on my break. You know, like she's
I,
so dedicated. Like,
I had to do that. Yeah.
why
So thank you so much, guys. Thank you. It's so true. Dora and Jazz. Mike, thanks ever so much. Nicola, um, Jordan. I forgot your name. I forgot your name. I'm so bad with names. Um, I'm so bad with name. Is it Mary's? I'm so bad to names. Uh, with name. Sorry. Okay. Anyway, thanks ever so much, everyone. Dora, do you
not?
have anything else you want to say? You want to say
Um,
goodbye? Anything you want to add to everyone watching?
Look, it was fun to talk to you guys. Thank you for laughing at my toilet jokes. Love it. There's many more toilet jokes on my channel, just so you know.
Yes, exactly. Here's Dora's channel at the bottom here. If you don't know her, if you're not subscribed, go subscribe because you're gonna have an adventure just watching her, right? You do lives almost every day, right?
Nearly every day. Yep. They'll be alive tomorrow morning, which will
Yeah,
be in the afternoon, your time if you're in the Northern Hemisphere. But yeah,
yeah. And you
but
always
otherwise,
have
go have your
the
own adventure. Don't watch me. Go have your own adventure.
yeah,
Go to your local, yeah, anywhere and have a fun. Just do somewhere that go somewhere you've never been before.
yeah.
A little town, a little shopping center, a park. Go have a picnic. I love picnics at the moment. I'm obsessed with picnics at the moment.
The picnic with
So,
your mom and at her
yeah,
birthday, that was amazing. That was
yeah, that was fun. That was
so
fun.
good.
That was
That was
fun. Yeah.
amazing. Yeah.
So
Dora did
anyway,
a live with her mom that was celebrating, is that 76? So
76th birthday. Yeah.
yeah, and you did a picnic with her. I was so touched by that. So, these are memories that you're creating that are staying
Yep.
on you, you will have that forever.
Yep.
So that's just great. Anyway, guys, we're gonna say goodbye now. It's been 2 hours that we've been here. Dora needs to go to bed, and all of you, thanks ever so much for being here.
Thanks,
And we see you
guys.
soon on
Bye,
the Dora's
Kendra,
channel. All right.
Kimberly, everyone else. Bye.
Thank you, guys. Guys, bye.
Bye.
Bye, Lynn. Bye, everyone.
Bye.